Jimmy! Blah, blah, blah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jimmy James. You are watching Catch It Live First. This afternoon we have got for you the mighty Wisla Krakow hosting Grodzisk, newcomers to the Betclic 1. First v second. Hopefully Wisla are going to take all 3 points. Thank you for joining me. Good to see you early in the chat. Have Atticus, a geezer. What do you think? Another win? I think another win. It could be on the cards. Is it going to be as easy as we think? Do we think it's going to be easy? Not really. Obviously, fantastic crowding, by the way. Almost a full house. Congratulations to everybody who's attending today. I mean, look at that for a scene. That is a fantastic scene. I am thinking of a win, especially in front of a full house. Especially in front of a full house. Oh, I wish I was there. But it isn't going to be that easy. No doubt. Grodzisk, when they play in front of this crowd, will either crumble like a cheap deck chair or will they rise to the occasion. We're going to find out. That is for sure. We just need to check on I don't want to be blasting everybody's ears. So let's just bring a little bit of limiter action. No doubt Jimmy will be getting a little bit excited during this game. So hopefully that's not going to be too loud. Look at the fans. Makes you proud to be a Wisla Krakow supporter. I just have to... One thing I did forget to do. Let's have a little bit of Wisla. Let's get it on. We'll set it to number 2. We don't want it too loud. There we go. There we go. I'm so looking forward to this game. Really, really excited. Try and move my chair. I can't. Got the mascots there. I know what I can do. A little bit of a cheat. There's the mascots. For some reason, my orange in this container. My green screen loves it. No doubt we'll be singing about when Sigmund tolls the Wisla anthem. As long as the castle stands, Wisla will be strong. I don't know. I know the words in English, but not in Polish. Big game coming up. Hope you like the new intro as well. A little bit of fun. Timmy from South Park. Jimmy! Blah, blah, blah. We'll have to get the original, the one and only Timmy. We'll have to get him in the intro somehow. One of my favourite South Park characters, I've got to say. Remembered to mute my mic as well before I took a gulp. Quick shout out before we get too excited, or else I will forget. Please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Also, we've got a stream supporter today. Myself and Frankie are supporting the stream. Look after your mental health. Pimlock Psychotherapy and Counselling Practice. There's a beautiful Frankie. Make sure you look after your mental health as much as your physical health. The two often go hand in hand. Links are in the description. Get in touch if you feel you would benefit from sessions with Frankie in the psychotherapeutic department, that is. Get your minds out the gutter. Right, on with the football. This will be kicking from right to left. It's this side, isn't it? Slightly in front of us. In the home kit. Grodzisk, as we will call them today, because we know who we're talking about. Get us underway. Kicking from left to right. We'll go through the team lineups in 1 second. What a beautiful day, a beautiful venue. And a fantastic club What a day for football. Hopefully, I think there was over 30,000 tickets sold the last time I checked. What does the stadium hold? Slightly over 33,000. So yeah, Agiza, what do you think? Another win? Yeah, I do think we'll get 3 points today, but I think Grodzisk will put up a fight. And like I said, they'll either crumble in front of this crowd, because I think their stadium at home is, what does it hold, 1,500 people, something like that. And but they could also rise to the occasion. So one thing's for sure, we aren't waiting too long. We're going to find out. Thanks to Harv for getting in the live chat nice and early. I know he won't be watching now because he's on a coach in Spain. Unless he's actually got to his accommodation now, in which case he might be tuning in. Hopefully he is. That'd be a free kick given away by Harla in the middle of the field. Right, we'll go through the team lineups quickly. With Grodzisk, they go with Kiesek in goal. Kagul, Noise, Gadzia, Fabiuzewski, and Weipart. They go with a midfield of Kozakovsky, Los, Adkonis, and Shiapiniak. Adamski up front. Great singer, Adamski. Wisła go with Broda in goal. Krizanovsky, Kutwa, Biedrzycki, and Lelyveld. No surprises there. Duda and Cabo Bellipart, centre of the midfield. On the left, Duarte, playing in just behind Radado up front, Tahala, and Kaziemka on this right-hand side. Certainly started okay, have Grodzisk. All into the box there. It's kept in play as well with the bend on it. I thought it might have been going out of play, but no. Chance here for Grodzisk. Oh, should have shot. First time, really. He tried to take a touch. You're not going to get that amount of time in the penalty area, that's for sure. I think that was Adamski. Wanted one touch too many. If he'd have hit it first time, who knows where that would have ended up. It wasn't Adamski, it was number 11, which is... Well, they're saying that's the fullback. Kargulovits. Can't be seeing that. Either way, no damage done. Agiza says, will they score another 4 again? Player down in the middle there, holding his head, Biedrzycki. Left him in a heap. Nothing too serious, just... let's have a look. Yeah, there's nothing in that. And actually, it wasn't Biedrzycki, it was Kutwa. If the cap fits Biedrzycki, when anything goes wrong or there's a free kick at the back, I automatically think, where's Biedrzycki? Right, no data. Why so? Come on. Don't be messing me about. So Agiza, will they score 4 again? To be honest, I hope so, obviously. But I'd take a 1-0 win. Just keep that 100% record going. Cross into the box, chance. Oh my word. When you said, do you think they'll score 4 again, Agiza, were you talking about Wisła or Grodzisk? They've had the first 2 chances, that's for sure. I mean, anything more than that contact there, and it's a goal straight at Broda. Finding that space in the middle, not acceptable. Normally that's what Cutter was good at. Not on that occasion. Oh, here we go. Koziemka down the right-hand side uses his pace. He's got the overlap. Oh, Ridado shoots over the crossbar. If Ridado would have let that go then, Duarte would have had a lot more space. But he's a goal scorer. There was a nice overlap coming there as well from Lelyveld if he'd have seen him. On his left foot as well. Would have expected a little bit better than that. It's better. Right. I needed to get that screen up because it tells me if there's any issues with the stream. All is looking good. I wonder if Piotr will be in live chat. Another Wisła fan from the United States. I think he was from New York. We've got a geezer who's from Connecticut. Krzyżanowski doing his defensive duties there. Looking good as well, Krzyżanowski. Certainly the future is bright for Wisła in terms of fullbacks. Obviously, Jaric is out long term. But we have got plenty cover. I think the first 7 minutes that we just had, long throw coming in from the right-hand side from Grodzisk. Nobody really got a touch on it until it went all the way through to Carbo. He got a weak header away. Recycled by the away team, crossed in, but Broder. Safe pair of hands. No playing out from the back. Early ball there, looking to get Koziemka away. What a pass from Broder. Just had to wait for it, though, with the bounce Koziemka. So he'll turn and wait for support, which he gets from Lelyveld. Yeah, the first 7.5 minutes, they've had the best 2 chances, and they were decent chances as well for Grodzisk. So are they going to crumble or are they going to rise to the occasion? So far, it looks like they're going to rise to the occasion. The forward as well, Adamski, I'm not sure how tall he is, but he must be well over 6 foot. I'm talking 6'4", 6'5", just from what I've seen. Just from what I've seen on the on the pitch. He's almost Peter Crouch-like in stature. If you don't know who Peter Crouch is, he's always on the podcast with Abby Clancy. I think he's about 9 foot tall. Oh, here we go. Here we go for Wisła. Here we go for Wisła. So it's down the right-hand side with Koziemka. Back to Lelyveld. Jedrzejczyk. So we're playing it out from the back. Nice pass there to Duarte, who'd come deep. Krzyżanowski with the overlap. Cross comes into the box. Ridado. Nobody gets a proper touch until it comes to Koziemka. What a finish. There we go. 1-0 to the mighty Wisla Krakow. A geezer. A geezer. Whoop, whoop. The party poppers are going off in the UK as the mighty Wisla Krakow take the lead against Grodzisk. We could be on for 4, we could be on for 5. I'll settle now for 3 points. But this young man, Koziemka, wow. Baena Perez, I hear you ask. Who's Baena Perez? Yeah, luckily, Ertahala couldn't get a touch. Ridado couldn't get a touch. And it rolled perfectly through, really, to Koziemka. Didn't panic, did he? Lovely strike. Didn't panic at all. Right. Do we relax? Not at 1-0, that's for sure. The fans will have enjoyed that. Oh, what a touch from Duda there. Goes for a shot himself. Blimey. Had the keeper at full stretch there. That just whistled over the crossbar. Applause comes in from Mariusz Jop. Wasn't too far away, was it? That would have been a screamer as well. Plenty of room in the midfield now for Wisła. Here he goes again. Kaziemka. Yeah, just overran it a little bit. There's plenty of space out there. I hope the players' fitness levels are where they need to be. Shot comes in. Broder down smartly to his left. It'll be a corner down the right. Agiza says, another 3 or 4 in this squad have become a fear-instilling meat grinder. That was a good save, that, from Broder. A fear-instilling meat grinder. I like the sound of that, mate. Oh, no. Here we go. Here we go, Agiza. From the corner. Broders couldn't get a hand on it. Ertahala with the clearance. Not very far, though. Cross comes into a crowded penalty area. Make that 1-1. Make that 1-1. Who's that? Gajia, the central defender. Did we peak too soon? Did we peak too soon? But in saying that, it was a good cross. Duda was lethargic in getting out. He wouldn't have played anybody onside, but not his strong point there for Duda. Didn't cover himself in glory there, I'm afraid to say. He was just bigger, stronger, wanted it more. We're back on level terms. Looking at the games that Grodzisk have played already, though, there are goals in their games. So, here we go again. Straight from the kickoff. So, Wisła playing it around at the back. Carbo plays it across to Kutwa into Duda. Right, Duda make up for that with a lovely pass through the middle there for Ertahala. Past the keeper. Make that 2-1 to the mighty Wisla Krakow. I'm gonna run out of party poppers at this rate. Oh my word. If you're in that crowd, if you've paid your money to go and watch this, in the words of Gladiator, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? And we've had 14 minutes, nearly. Oh, a geezer. Not bothered. I remember last week. No sooner had you put that in live chat, my friend, and last week, it's here again. What a finish from Ertahala. Mariusz Jop's even getting excited and showing emotion, which is not often you see Mariusz Jop like that. He's normally got that dour look on his face, hasn't he? Or not showing too much. Not going to show too much emotion either way. He did on that occasion. Right, tighten things up, Wisła. Tighten things up. Go again. What a game. Oh, my word. Jimmy. Quick shout out, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping the notifications bell, give us a thumbs up. If you can share the live stream, that'd be fantastic. Stream supporter Pimlock Psychotherapy, link in the description. Right, back to the football. I mean, dude has just left one in. Don't get your card out for that, surely. No. I mean, he's rolling around there like he's been shot in the thigh by a howitzer. Get up off the floor, young man. As soon as you get the free kick, you're up and about. Disgusting. That's not how we play football. They've certainly got some height, Grodzisk, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure when I looked at... That's a lot of shooters, wasn't it? I'm pretty positive. When I looked at their stats, their stadium holds 1,500. And I thought, is it 15,000? And I double-checked it, so unless it's a typo... There's a lot of space there, too much space. Krzyzanowski's can't stop the cross coming in at the back post. Well, I'm sorry, but you've got to do better than that. Had acres of space at the back post. Held his run so he's onside. Oh, Lelyeveld. You know Lelyeveld there, if you watched him, he got sucked in again. He got sucked in again, and that's why one of the goals got conceded last week against Churcher. He actually came in front of Biedrzycki, and there's a spare man at the back. Biedrzycki then gets outnumbered, or Kutwa. He needs to hold his position there, does Lelyeveld. Blimey, 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 blimey. We're just playing it about at the back. Don't be doing anything silly. This is good, this, you know, keeping possession. It's a hot afternoon. A geezer said he rolled around like he was caught in a meat grinder. The Wisła meat grinder. It is the Henrik Remont Stadium. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could get the crowds in like this? Every home game. It'd certainly help with the funds. Kaziemka with a loose touch there. Shame that, because Lelyeveld had overlapped him. Doing his defensive duties there, though, after having made the error. The young flying winger. Don't let him get the crossing. His clearance there from Radado. They've certainly got plenty of height, have Grodzisk, so at every opportunity we need to stop the corners if we can help it, like we just did then. Just to say as well, if you want to have a look at the match stats, down in the bottom corner, if you've had a bet. Cards, corners. It's slightly in front of the stream. So you can always zoom in if you just wanted to watch that. Room over on the right-hand side here for Kaziemka. Edge of the penalty area. Cuts inside the full-back. And I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it wasn't... he didn't get hold of it properly. Just labouring, running back a little bit there, Kaziemka. Whether it's a... Can't be fatigued 20 minutes in. Chance deflected. Another corner. Broder's wearing his purple kit again. Marginal offside either way, it's a corner. I was thinking about that during the week. Why don't they get him a proper kit? And then I thought, actually, if you're superstitious or you've got that kind of attitude, all the time we're winning, keep that purple kit. Corner comes in. Radado got his head to it, flicked it on as much as anything, but it went to Duarte. Duarte trying to get the ball down the line there to Ertahal, but couldn't get the pass away. Don't give a free kick. Don't give a... Yeah, we've won the throw-in. I don't know what the temperature is in Krakow, but it certainly looks a warm day. Pitch looks immaculate. That'll do. Hoofed down the line by Krzyzanowski. Sometimes you've just got to put your boot through it, which he did well. Look at the crowd. It's fantastic. I keep going on about it, but that's some support. Too big a club to be in the Betclic one. The Betclic one's a decent league, but we need to be in the Ekstraklasse. Then we need to be playing in Europe. And from there, the sky is your lobster. Just have a quick look at the substitutes as well today for Wisla. So we've got Baniowski, Colley, Grujic, Igbekim. Cross comes into the penalty area. Yeah, easy for Broder. Igbekim, Kavala, Lasicki, Lakievich, substitute goalkeeper, Stazak and Sukiniki. Does anybody know, Agiza, have you heard anything? Why Ardit Nikaj is not even on the substitutes bench? When he's the one time I have seen him, he didn't look fit. He looked like he was carrying a little bit of weight. Certainly puts himself about using his weight, but he didn't look match fit, put it that way. So maybe that's why he's not even in the squad. Maybe they've got him on a bit of a fitness regime, or I'm not sure what's quite going on there, whether he's picked a knock up or anything like that. If you have heard, if you can let us know. Agiza says, do you have us winning the Champions League already, Jimmy? Maybe on FIFA. What would it be? FIFA 26 now, or whatever the kids play. And adults play it, don't they? But I think that might be a bridge too far. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? Although our mighty leader, all over the top there, played up by Krzyzanowski. Our mighty leader, I don't know what on earth he's doing. And I don't know what's actually going on off the field. I'm going to talk about that. In fact, I'm going to do a video on it. I'll try and do it after this. Kaziemka in the box, chip to the back post. Too high for Duarte, but Krzyzanowski will keep that in. Tries taking the fullback on. That will be a corner to Wisla down this left-hand side. Yeah, after this match is taking place, I'm gonna do a quick video just about what's been going on at Wisla. Some bizarre goings on. Do you know when we had a €2 million bill that came out of nowhere? And it's like, well, who's done the due diligence? I think we need to find out who's done the due diligence over the planning permissions and the building. Crazy off-field stuff. But like I said, we'll go through that in a short video after this live stream. Crossed in off from the corner. Picked up by Lelyeveld, put back into the box. Recycled by Wisla. Duarte puts another cross in, headed clear. Just keeping Grodzisk penned in at the minute. They've got a chance to break on Wisla now, though. Cutler doing well. Duarte doing well. Commitment to the cause. Well done, Duarte. Still got his moustache. He wasn't losing that ball, was he? I'm going to have to get something and put it over my screen because I don't want to see this down here because it's slightly ahead of my stream and it catches my eye. I'm daydreaming now, Agiza. You've put the thought in my head of Wisla beating Real Madrid or Barcelona in the Champions League final at Wembley. Lovely play down the right hand side. Hurtala puts the cross into Redardo, back post. He hung in the air as long as he could, but he was just starting that downward trajectory as he made contact and couldn't get enough power to get it back across. I think the keeper would have had that covered as well. Good cross though from Hurtala. They're building up a nice... Do you know, I genuinely think that the partnership that Redardo and Hurtala are building, and it seems to be getting better every time they play together, excuse me, is better than when Zwolinski was playing up front with Redardo in just behind him. Giza says, okay, we've got to get a grip now, mate. Yeah. Well... yeah, so I suppose we do reality and fantasy. It's my fantasy. I can have it winning the Champions League who I want. Cross comes in. There's Wisla fans have started with the flares. The ultras will be. The ultras sit as you're looking. That's right now. I sit right about there is where I like to sit. I will try and get in with the ultras at some point. But trying to stream with that crazy mob might be a little bit difficult. Dude, we're on the far side, just slowing things down. Hurtala doing what Hurtala does. That's what I love about him. He just links. He links the ball from back to front. Hopefully we can get Biedrzycki to half-time without a yellow card. That'd be nice. He did well last week. Got an early yellow card, didn't he? Krzyzanowski down the left-hand side puts a ball to the edge of the box. Flicks up off Redardo to Hurtala. Carbo with one over the top looking for Duda. Duarte working hard. It'll be another corner. I can see some smoke coming across. Let's have a pyrotechnic show from the ultras. We're 30 minutes in. Here we go. The flares are starting. Hurtala makes the sign. Makes the sign again. The cross comes in. I don't know. I think there must have been some misunderstanding because there was no Wisla playing near that corner. Kaziamka plays it into Krzyzanowski. Tries floating one. Gets blocked. Nice drop to Duarte though. Oh my word. It's that man. Superstar, our striker, Biedrzycki! Told you, running out of party poppers. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. What a finish. Do you know, we had Jarrett scoring for us before he got injured, obviously. We've had Cutwa with a screamer from a corner. We've now got Biedrzicki scoring. What a goal that was. Oh, my word. It came out of the blue, that, because I'm deliberately not looking over there. There he is. Players are taking a well-earned drink. What a goal that was. Agiza, do we relax a little bit? We did this against Chicha last week, didn't we? 3-1, and they pulled it back to 3-all. But I genuinely think we've got this in the bag. Do you know the way we've started this season? I've got to be honest. I am surprised with all of the changes that were made, and I just thought it would take maybe 4, 5, 6 games for everything to settle down, for everyone to bed in, you know, the pattern of play. But it's just all coming together. And when you look at the teams who are in the league and the points that we threw away last year, I genuinely think if we'd have had a European qualifying campaign at the start of this season, I think it might have taken away a little bit from our league start. So in a way, it might have done us a favour that, you know, we didn't have that distraction. I mean, that's just beautiful play, isn't it? It is fantastic. Kaziemka, edge of the box, pulls it across, looking for Redardo. It's another corner for Wisła down that right-hand side. Yeah, the Champions League Agiza would definitely be a distraction. It's certainly a scorchio day in Devon, that's for sure. Edge of the box, Krzyzanowski. The referee got in his way then. Oh, unlucky there for Redardo. Yeah, the referee got in Krzyzanowski's way just as he was pulling his foot back to volley it. Set move from the corner. He nearly kicked the referee up the arse. The referee's been pretty good in this first half, I've got to say. He's not got involved too much, which always makes for a better flowing game. Trying to play it out from the back, Grodzisk. So I don't know if you've seen the description of this live stream, but when you look back through the history, I thought I'll have a look and see what past results were between these two teams. They've been going for so long, Grodzisk and obviously Wisła, and no history. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Coming down the right hand side again here. Ertahala whips a cross in. Defender makes a meal of that. That'll be a final touch, came off Krzyzanowski. Be a goal kick. I thought he was a little bit unlucky there. Yeah. Shot comes in, it's blocked. Cool as you like there from Lelyveld. Just chests it back to Broder. Do you know the... I've said this before, Biedrzycki is taller than he actually looks. But the striker who's against him, he towers over Biedrzycki. You'd be thinking every opportunity they'd be getting across into the penalty area, but the only issue is he's a little bit isolated. Right, don't mess about at the back now. 36 minutes gone. Let's get in at half-time without conceding. Redardo one-on-one. He hasn't got the pace there. Marginal whether he was offside as well, but assistant keeps his flag down on that far side. Yeah, when I go to watch Wisla, I get a cracking seat and it's £10 British. Amazing value. The full VIP treatment, it's about £50 British. Loose pass there from Krzyzanowski. Do you know, I got my pen and my piece of paper just to... something came into my head a few minutes ago. And I thought, I'll write that down for half time. I forgot what it is. Age is a bummer. A memory of a goldfish at the minute. Duarte fouled there. Referee's playing on though. So Duarte gets back to his feet. Redardo gets it back to Duarte. Inside to Krzyzanowski. No one in the middle, so no point putting a cross in there. Kiziemka's floating about on the edge of the box. 38 minutes gone. Wisla giving up territory, but we're keeping control of the ball. Back with Krzyzanowski down this left-hand side. Giza, were you you know, before this season started, were you concerned about our left back position with Mikulek being out? I've got to say I was, purely because I hadn't seen Krzyzanowski play, and Mikulek last season for Wisla was one of the better players. Let's be honest, it was between Mikulek, Redardo, obviously Alan Uriga. It was of concern to me that left back could be a potential issue. But when Lelyveld played there at the start of the season, he stepped up well. Obviously, the injury to Jaroch meant that Lelyveld could go in his preferred right-back position. Krzyzanowski came in at left-back. And Krzyzanowski, he's been pretty... He's stepped in well, that's what I'll say. He's been pretty impressive. He can get up and down that wing Mikulek style. And what can't speak can't lie. You look at the stats. He's got a 100% record in the league so far. Yes, we're playing it out from the back again. 5 minutes plus a little bit of added on time at the end of the first half. It'll probably only be a minute, won't it, if that? It should be a little bit more because they're supposed to add time on for the goals, but they never really do. Just get rid of it, Broader. Now, we're coming up to half-time, playing it about at the back. We're going to play ourselves into trouble. We've played ourselves into trouble. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Edge of the box. Shot comes in. It's blocked by Cutwer. That comes from playing ourselves into trouble. Coming up to half-time, it's tight in the corner. Broader had a chance to launch that long. And when you've got somebody who can go down the line like Kuziemka with his pace, why would you not do it? No, we give the ball away. Fair enough, it was a poor shot anyway. It was going straight at Broader if it hadn't have been blocked. But game management, boys, game management. I'd expect the camera now to be on Marius Jop saying, get it long, you know, get it away when you're tied into a corner and they're trying to put a press on. We're coming up to half-time, going in at 3-1. Very different game than going in at 3-2, and their tails will be up while they have a cup of tea and an orange at half-time. Agiza says they have really answered the bell after that disappointing playoff loss. Mate, do you know what made it even worse? That playoff loss was the manner in which we went out. I mean, hitting the post, hitting the crossbar, multiple occasions, an acrobatic clearance off the line. It was just really, really disappointing. I've watched it back, that match. It's painful to watch. Started off with so much optimism. And it was just one of them days where the footballing gods were not with Wisła. That's got to be a foul. It is. A foul on Kuziemka. Just a couple of minutes to go now before the referee will be blowing his whistle for half-time. Apologies for that little line over here. It's too hot. I don't shut the door. It'll be melting. Lovely tackle from Ertahala there. Do you know what? When Ertahala came from Churcher, I was thinking, saw him last season. Good player. Just a good player, you know, not anything spectacular. But he's come to Wisła and he has just settled in so well. You didn't play anything like this last season. Like I said in the last stream, he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet now for Marius Jop. Geezer says, I couldn't go to the forest. All that would. A painful reminder. Yeah. It was, like I said, it wasn't fun watching it, but you know, when you know the result, you can be a little bit more objective. Certainly because when you're doing a live stream, you kind of get drawn into things, and often what you think is Ertahala, edge of the box, trying to dribble his way through. Yeah, it gets craded out. Often what you want to happen and what you think's happened and what's actually happened are they're very different things, you know. I'll tell you one thing I did reckon. Coming up to half time, chance for a shot. Shot does come in, blocked by Cutwer. Nice header there again from Cutwer. Long range shot there, high wide, not really handsome. I forgot what I was saying then about the playoff game. Yeah, just 1 minute of added on time at the end of the first half. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. One thing I did notice at the end of it, when the players were walking off, I genuinely think that Redado thought that was the last time he would be stepping foot on this pitch in Wisła colours. I think he thought he was going to be going. And in fact, he was. That was the plan. It's in his own words. When I do the video, he was interviewed. I don't know if you've seen it, so I'll go through what he said in the interview. And then I know I keep saying it, and I know Geezer, you will always say, whose side are you on, Jimmy? But that's half time. The mighty Wisla Krakow with a 3-1 lead over Grodzisk, who haven't wilted. They've done pretty well in that first half, but at the minute, Wisla are just pretty unstoppable. Hopefully it'll continue into the second half. I'll just put the highlights on down here. Let's have a little bit of peace and quiet from the crowd just for a few moments. Yeah, he was, I keep saying it, that there was bids coming in for Ronaldo. Wisla wanted 1.5 million euros. They were being offered 1.3 million. None of the options got taken up by Ronaldo or the club. Agiza says, has this been the best start of a season for this club goal-wise in its history? It's got to be. I'd have to double check it, but it's certainly got to be up there if it's not the top. I would go with, let's go with yeah. We'll take a punt on yeah. I reckon it has. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying about Ronaldo, so we get rid of Zwolinski. Ronaldo signs a new 5-year contract. Everything's rosy. I'm still concerned that he will go before the transfer window closes in September. I also worry that if he doesn't go in September, that in the January transfer window, someone that's struggling needs to take a punt. They've got money. They will come in for Ronaldo. That's my little gut fear. And Yaroslav, the owner, I can never say his last name, came out and said, so bear in mind, Ronaldo signed a 5-year contract, and the owner came out and said, we will not be selling Ronaldo before this transfer window ends in September, and we won't be selling him in the January transfer window either. So I was thinking, has he been listening to my live streams? Ronaldo signed a 5-year contract, so why is it even a thing? Why are you even having to come out and say we're not going to sell him now before the September transfer window closes, and we're not going to sell him in January either? We wouldn't expect you to. He's signed a 5-year contract now. So it's obviously there's been some thought about it, because if it's not even a thought, why do you come out and have to say it? Agiza says he may not want to leave at this point. Well, according to to what he said in the interview, which, like I said, I'll go through it. I've got to do a video. It'll probably last about 15 minutes. There's just a few things that I've found out, and it's difficult with the translation as well. You know, trying to find out what's actually being said, because often what is being said isn't what actually is being said. If that makes sense, you know, you've got to take irony into it, a little bit of sarcasm, especially when it's if it's the written word. But yeah, if it is not even crossed his mind, why come out and say we're not selling him in September or January. A 5-year contract. He's not saying anything about next summer, by the way, even though there's a 5-year contract signed by Redardo. And I'm wondering if we don't get promotion this season, either via automatic promotion, playoffs, I don't care how, if we don't get promotion this season, will Redardo go next season? Because he's, 28, he'll be 29. He's at his peak. This 5-year contract, I don't think Redardo signed this 5-year contract thinking, I'm going to sign a 5-year contract and spend that 5 years in the Polish Betclic one. Definitely not. So I think if we don't get promotion this year, I think we will struggle to keep hold of him. If we do get promotion this year, I could see Redardo staying at this club for another, well, let's say until he's 32, 33, maybe 32, and then he might want that final move where he gets a decent payout. Because at the end of the day, it's the job. They've got to look after the family. So he may well, would he go back to Spain? Would he go to Portugal? Would he go to wherever the money is? You know, we're Saudi Arabia now. We're spending like money's going out of fashion. If he got offered a move there in, say, another 3 seasons' time, I don't think, as Wisla fans, I don't think you could begrudge him moving on then. You know, it's it'd be time at that age as well, where we'd be looking for a replacement anyway, or replacements. And if you can get some decent money, why not take it? But obviously, that's in the future. I think first and foremost, we need to get promotion this season and be starting 26-27 season in the Ekstraklasa. That's where he'll be wanting to play. You know, playing in front of this crowd now, over 30,000, no doubt. This is what Redardo, he deserves to play in front of a crowd like this. Do you want to be going away and playing in front of 1,500 at Grodzisk? No. Let's be honest, no. So we'll see what happens. A lot of football to be played yet. I mean, talking about promotion at this stage of the season would be a little bit silly and a little bit preemptive if you weren't a club of Wisla's size who should be in the Ekstraklasa. However, you get relegated, and this is what the thoughts that we will bounce straight back up. Never that easy. It's never that easy, because you're automatically a target for clubs. You know, if you were somebody like, who shall we say? Let's say Churcher. The team talk before the match is easy for the coach. It's easy. You can imagine what is being said. You know, that we've got these big city boys coming. They think they're going to come and steamroller us. Let's show them what they're up against. We might be a smaller club, but we've got the heart. We've got the fight. And that's what most team talks will be every week when Wisla Krakow are coming to town, or when you're visiting, you know, when you're visiting the stadium. Getting back up into the Ekstraklasa, we're still going to have that age-old chestnut of, is this team good enough to compete in the top division? Yeah, I would say it is good enough to compete. But is it going to be good enough to? I've just got to move my chair and get comfy. 1 second. Is it good enough to compete on a weekly basis and start pushing for European spots? Dare I say, Agiza, Champions League spots? Geezer says, look at the Championship teams that were in the Prem 10 years ago and have never made it back. 100% agree. I was talking about that the other day. Do you know when I was I support Manchester United as well. Used to have a season ticket there. Obviously, live too far away now. But when I used to go watching Manchester United, especially as a youngster, and in the 1970s, that's going back along. You look at the teams that were play. Well, look at Brighton playing in an FA Cup final against Manchester United. And what did Brighton do? Almost went out of the Football League. No, they're back up in the Prem. But how long did that take? A long, long time. So it's the fact that you think, like you've just hit the nail on the head, you look at the Championship, who was in the Prem 10 years ago. Funnily enough, I was talking about it yesterday. Look at Bolton Wanderers. They had that period where they were mid-table, mid to lower in the Premier League once they got there. They had that one season where they had a shocker and got relegated. Never been anywhere near it since. In fact, they're in League One now. But you look at teams like Swansea. Used to be a Premiership team. Wigan were another prime example. Used to be a Premiership team. Blackburn Rovers used to be a Premiership team. Luton Town went out of the league, didn't they? And then back into the league. So it just shows that, these clubs, they think they've got a God-given right to be in the top division. I think the team that was in the Premier League or the top division the longest, I'm going from memory now, but I think it was, everyone would say, oh, it's a Manchester United. Oh, no, I think it was Coventry City. Lovely header that from Biedrzycki. Agiza says, I'm a Man United fan as well. Don't get me started. Mate, you sound like my brother from another mother, as the youth would say today. Yeah, it's another shocker. But we'll see what this season brings. Last season, we certainly need a goalkeeper. Do you know, rather than a Nana in goal, I would sooner have Lakiewicz or Broder or Chichkan. Either. Take your pick. Not that absolute clown. But I'll leave all that to Mark Goulbridge on the United stand. I love watching Goulbridge's live streams. He's a proper streamer, isn't he? I don't always agree with everything he says, but opinions like arseholes, everybody's got one. So he's entitled to his, and he lets us know it. It's a Charity Shield as well this afternoon, isn't it? So that'll be, is it Crystal Palace and Liverpool? I can't remember. I think it is. But yeah, so Wisla, if we do get back into the extract class of this year, Geezer, if Wisla got back into the extract class this season, what would season 26-27 look like for Wisla and be a success? Would just survival be success for the first year and then build on that, or would we be expecting to move up into the top six? Do we want to get into playoff positions? Personally, I think it'd be about survival. Survival, get a foothold. It's easier to attract players to the club, but then there is the issue of finances. Look at that lovely park there. I walked through there to where all the trees are, walk into the stadium, and a bird shit on my trousers. The feathered kind. And I thought, God, that's supposed to be good luck, innit? Geezer says, I'd take Maguire in goal instead of Anana. Yeah, that'll make two of us. I know he gets a lot of stick, doesn't he, Harry Maguire? But he stuck it out when he went through that long spell where he was really struggling. And, I mean, his European exploits were fantastic. I always felt like he was a little bit of an underdog, so I always had a soft spot for him, I've got to say. The players are just coming out now. So, yeah, I think if we can get promotion, just staying up in that first season, but I'm going to do that video, like I said, about what's going on at the club and in respect of ownership and what funds are available and there's quite a bit to talk about. Not going to go into it too much in depth because I can't. The language barrier does make it difficult at times to find out exactly what is going on, but doesn't stop us giving it a good go, that's for sure. Just get a quick drink. Just made a substitute at half-time, half Grodzisk. Konstantin coming on, and Wypart has left the field. Wypart has departed. We are back underway in the second half. Just be nice to settle down quickly. And Krasinovski's got some space on that left-hand side. Plenty of bodies in the box for Wisla there. If we can get the cross in. Aguiza's cross comes in for Adado. Too much on it. Easy for the keeper. Aguiza says, I would be afraid of complacency, but I think mid-table is not out of the question if they can keep up the momentum. Ooh, that's going to be a yellow card. For Carbo. That'll be a nailed-on yellow, I would have thought. Let's hope he's not done any damage to himself. Referee looks like he's keeping his card in his pocket. Hopefully it's just an impact injury. Nothing more than that. Ooh, it looked like knee on knee in slow motion. Not good. Although I think, off looking at the way he's moving now, he might have been feigning a little bit of that pain just to keep out, hopefully keep the yellow card in the referee's pocket. Ball over the top, too much on it. Oh, that's what I wanted to write down, something I thought for my video after.
Jak oceniacie oprawej doping kibiców Wisły na meczu z Słoneczanką?
Excuse me. Do you know, I don't know what was said at half-time to Grodzisk, but I half expected them. This will have a penchant for coming out in the second half, or when there's been a long delay, and not switching on for a few moments. And I thought, after half-time, it is Adamski, who's about 7 foot tall, looks like Peter Crouch. Yeah, I thought the half-time team talk might have been, First 5 minutes of the second half, let's get at Wisla. Let's get at them. Let's try and get an early goal. Put them under pressure in front of this big crowd. You know, really, really G the players up. And they've come out and we've played, what, nearly 4 minutes of the second half. And they look like they're just sitting in. They look like there's no belief. So whatever was said at half-time, I'm pretty sure the coach won't have said, look, let's just sit in and not concede 5. Let's not concede 6. Surely not. You want to be going and giving it a real good go. Just 4 minutes, it doesn't look like they've got that intention at all. They're still playing with the back, they're playing with the back 4. They're trying to overload in the centre of midfield. LiveFootball comes across there. Oh, he gets done, LiveFootball. Into the penalty area. Here's a chance. Ooh, over the crossbar. Blimey. Right, why is VAR in progress now? It looks like Wisla could be in trouble here. It was LiveFootball. He should have just put that ball out. Put the ball out. He got done there. And Krakow with his... Did Krzyzanowski make contact with... you're not getting a penalty for that, my son. There was contact, but the contact with the ball had already been made and it had been put over the crossbar. Agiza says they were told to surrender to the Blazing White Star. To the Blazing White Star meat grinder. The meat grinder. That'll stay with me now for the season, that will. Where teams come to get mashed. I saw a stat yesterday, by the way. Tamalika Brookbet played in the Ekstraklasa against, was it, I'm not sure if it was Wisła Plock or not. 2 teams who went up. I think it might have been Wisła Plock. And they had something like 30-odd% possession. Assuming it was Plock, they had something like 26 shots on goal or something ridiculous like that. And Tamalika Brookbet won 1-0. That's football for you. That's football for you. So, early doors, Wisla escape an early scare. All come about because LiveFootball didn't put the ball into the stands. Nobody's ever scored a goal from row Z, as the saying goes. He's not made many mistakes, though, in the first 4 games, so we'll let him off there. Scored a nice goal last week as well. Koziemka trying to get down behind the full back. Crosses one in. Ridado was... you could see why Koziemka put it into that area. But Ridado was otherwise engaged at the edge of the penalty area. Do you know what? That's crazy, that, from Grodzisk. They had that free kick. They played themselves into trouble. And when you've got a height advantage like they've got with Adamski up front, you're losing by 3-1. Why not take that opportunity to lump that ball forward and try and get the second ball? And I'm not saying you've got to play the long ball every time, but when you've got that advantage, use it. It's a potent weapon if they get it right. Why not use it? There's no shame in it. I saw an interesting thing yesterday that It was a quote. Speaking of Mark Goldbridge, the United stand, it was a quote that he put out, his quote, and he'd said there was a picture of Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, and he'd said when these two managers were at the helm, basically, we had players that could run, dribble, attack. You know, it was much better football. And he's saying basically that with this new brand of football now, playing it out from the back, keeping possession, as fans, we're being robbed. We're being robbed of entertainment, and I totally agree. I've been saying it for God knows how long, and to anybody who will listen, chance here for Wisla. Kaziemka puts a cross in, it's blocked. Ertahal working hard. Nice little pass to Duda, back to Kaziemka. Take the fullback on. Gets to the byline. He's being pulled back. You're not going to get a penalty for it because it's what they do, but he's not even appealing. But he's certainly got the fullback worried. Agiza says they should come up with special kielbasa blends using ingredients from the opponent's city for sale after every win. How does your mind work? How does your mind work? Come on, Ted Bundy. Into the meat grinder you go. Another change there for Grodzisk. Lelyveldi's got room to run. Just slowing things down this right-hand side. This passage of play here now is why I like what Ertahala does. All right, Ridardo's giving the ball away there, but you can see where chance here. Adamski, what's he going to do? Cuts back inside, lays it to the edge of the box, shot comes in. Awful shot. They're trying to overrun Wisla in midfield. You can see what the plan is. They've gone really narrow, and they're trying to outnumber Carbo Belpat and Duda. It's working on occasions. But just finish off what I was saying. Yeah, Ertahala there, he was coming deep and he was trying to be that link from the midfield. We're playing it out from the back again. That's all right. Chip to Lelyveld. Got a throw in. Didn't look convincing that at all, but there you go. Yeah, he's that link. Whether it's from the back forward to the midfield or the midfield to the strikers, you know, he will come deep. He's got a good understanding of where Ridardo is already. Also with Kaziemka down this right-hand side and Duarte down the left. Dude has just took one in the midriff there. I think it was as the player followed through. He caught him in his... not in his nether regions, a bit higher than that. Just unfortunate. Nothing, no malice in it or anything. When you've got a lead of 3-1 as well, and you can see what's trying to... The geezer says, I didn't mean players, Jimmy. Just ingredients associated with the opponent's city. Oh, right, I'm with you, mate. I thought you were going on a full-on macabre. You've lost, and just to rub salt into the ingredients. It would be a good gimmick, though, that. Fair play as well to Wisla. They do a nice pint. Cross comes in. It's blocked. It's going to be a corner down the right-hand side here for Grodzisk. Could be dangerous from corners because they have definitely got that height advantage. Hopefully, we will see Broder leap like a salmon and pluck the ball out of the air. Nice corner. Biedrzycki gets his head to it. Cleared. Trying to recycle it. Grodzisk. They're struggling to keep it at the minute. Ooh. Thought Duda was going to be giving away a penalty then. Thought he was going to lunge, but he didn't. He stayed on his feet. Danger averted. Just here, I thought, yeah, he did well. Yeah, they do a nice pint at the stadium as well in Wisła. If you ever attend the ground, get there early. I think the gates open a couple of hours before the match starts, so you can certainly have a few pints. Plenty of toilets, plenty of facilities there, all clean as well. Don't always get that at a football ground, let me tell you. Duda lining a shot up. Yeah, pulled it. Looks a little bit tired again, Duda. He looked tired in the second half against Churchill, and I was not screaming, but getting a little bit excited, saying get him off and put Igbekim on. And when Igbekim finally did come on, Mariuszok left Duda on and brought Carbo Belapart off, so not quite sure what all that was about. But they've got all the stats now, haven't they, of how many meters a player's run and how much energy they've expended, and we've got all of them details. But to be honest, Carbo looked like he still had plenty in the tank, and Duda looked like he was on reserves. Here we are again. Ertehaler coming deep, joining play up. Piotr's in the live chat. Good to have you in the live chat, Piotr. Hey Jimmy, good to see you guys, and great to see Wisła scoring again. I hope there will be another game with 4 goals. We've got a game with 4 goals, Piotr, but I know what you mean. We don't want another 4-3. I don't think my heart would take it. Hopefully your GP is back from his travels to Poland. 3 quick goals. I don't know if you saw the first half, Piotr, but 3 quick goals. Wisła taking the lead. Grodzisk getting an equaliser pretty quickly after. Crossing to the box. Oh, Krysanovsky. Straight away, the referee gives it one of them. No. Blimey. And, yep, then Wisła taking a 2-1 lead. Igbekim's coming on. And Suki and Nicky. It's got to be Duda coming off. Yeah, Duda is coming off. They don't call me Sidekick Jimmy at all. I mean, for nothing. And Kaziemka's coming off. Does that mean Duarte is coming over to this right-hand side again, and Suki Nicky will go over onto the left? Lovely finish from that young man. Yeah, Duarte is coming over to this right-hand side. Here's Igbekim. Not sure what Mariuszok was saying to Duda there. Ronaldo's gone down there. Did he get his ankle stood on? The referee stopped play. I don't know why the referee stopped play there, because it's not a head injury. He's not blown for the free kick. But it's up to the players. Oh yeah, he got his foot stood on. But it's not a head injury. Piotr says that Wisła scores. I was only joshing with you, mate. But, yeah, it would be nice to see keep that goal difference ramping up. Piotr, Agizis came up with a good question early on. And he was saying, is this start to the season, in the first 4 games, is this the most goals that Wisła have scored in their history? It's got to be up there. I can't remember them having a better goal scoring start. But then I've got to be honest, I'm not an aficionado like that going back to when Noah was building the ark sort of thing, but it's it would have had to have been a hell of a start, and obviously we've not finished this 4 games yet. You could see another couple of goals in this second half. For Wisła, that is. Got a corner coming from down the right-hand side. Ertahala makes his way over, taking his time. Don't blame him. It looks a hot one. We've taken it short this time. Well, kind of short. Back with Ertahala. Puts a cross in. Keeper's ball all day long, that. Catching practice. I wonder if, as well, you know, we've got over 30,000 in the stadium today. Makes a big difference to the coffers. If we can keep these performances up, how the crowd's going to stay with Wisła. Let's hope so. Nice ball over to that right-hand channel, looking for Duarte. Will he keep it in? No. Right idea, just a little bit off with the execution. Agiza says, 4 goals is unusual for most games in the world. Another substitution coming up here for Grodzisk. Certainly 3-3 is an unusual scoreline as well. If you look at odds, regardless of who's playing, you're normally pushing towards 75, 100 to 1. When we're 3-1 up, you would think you can relax. But as we saw last week against Chicha, 3-1 up, you think, oh, right, enjoy the game now. And that's not Wisła's style, is it? That's not Wisła's style. Here's Igbakim. I bet he's glad he came back to Wisła now. I still never did find out, you know, why he failed his medical. Lovely pass there to Krzyżanowski. Got numbers in the box. Cross comes in to Ertahala. Oh, just needed to be. He just needed to be the height of Adamski. If he'd been a foot taller, this could well have been the 4th for Wisła. Oh, dear me. Agonising. Bit of self-preservation there for Redardo. Didn't want to go and get clattered. Didn't need to. Sukianiki gets a cross in. Headed over the crossbar. It'll be another corner to Wisła down this right-hand side. How many corners have we had in this game? I had over 10. Must be getting there. That's 8. That's 9 corners. Agiza said he missed the jar during the urine test. Do you reckon? It just made me think of a funny joke there, but I'll keep that one to myself. Don't want to get cancelled. Not a good corner, that. At least we've got a throw in. Duarte puts a cross in now. Not a good cross either. Although the clearances keep coming either for a throw into Wisła. No distance on them. Now it's back with Sukieniki. Back to Duarte. Put a decent cross in. That's a better cross. To the back post. Looking for Ronaldo. Defender did well there though. Not surprised. It was Adamski. He had the height advantage. Krzyżanowski. Back to Carbo. Back to Igbakim. With Sukieniki. Go on, have a drive. Plays it out to Duarte. Chance to play it into the box to Ertahal. It's just a yard in front. Well, we're showing a goal for Wisła. What's gone on here? Because there's a break on for Grodzisk that gets broke up by Lelyveld. But it's with Ronaldo. Back to Duarte. Long ball over the top. He's offside. It's a goal, but he's offside. Back to Suki and Nicky. Ronaldo lets it go. Make that forward, but the flag's up. It was a mile offside. Yeah, it was showing a goal, but it's not even close. And that's poor play, that. I mean, he's 2-3 yards off. Good to see, though, that Ronaldo was prepared to let it go to Suki and Nicky, probably because he knew it was offside. Piotr says, very possible. However, before World War II in the 20s and 30s, sometimes there were games with high scores when Wisła was winning in the championship level 12-0 and such. Well, if that... We've had a good start to the season, Piotr, but I don't think we can beat that, my friend. So we'll say modern times. So we'll say since the year 2000. How's that? Agiza said, that is interesting, Piotr. It certainly is. I'd like to have watched the 12-0 one. At 11-0, I'd probably have started relaxing a little bit, thinking we've got this one. So 71 minutes gone. A free kick down this left-hand side. Yeah, just a little bit mistimed there. A little bit two-footed as well. I never like to see them tackles from Lelyveld. Wisła trying to hold that line on the edge of their 18-yard box. That should be nobody's. You can see what they were trying to do there. Put it high so that Adamski can use his height, but too much on that. Referees have come in having a word with... Oh, he's coming having a word with Broder. Saying, I'm watching you, I'm adding on time. Trying to come down this left-hand side now, Wisła. Suki Nicky under pressure. Needs support. Come on. This is absolutely crazy. So Suki Nicky was under pressure there. Gives a poor pass. It gets made worse by Carbo. Now there's a corner coming in from a right-hand side and we know what's coming. Pressure now for the next 18 minutes. What did we say earlier in that first half? Try and give away as few corners as possible and as few free kicks because Adamski will use his height. We've given away that goal through Suki and Nicky dicking about on the far side. They've got so much height. Why on earth would you do that? I mean, it was a lucky deflection in the end, but there shouldn't have even been a corner in the first place. So now we're back under pressure. Oh, is VAR checking something now? Nothing wrong with that goal. There was no push or anything like that. It was just normal contact. Yeah, play on, just get the game going. We're not going to have another full 3 hours, something like that. I was joking when I said at 11-0 I'd start relaxing. But Sucky Nicky, under pressure, needed help. A poor pass to Carbo. Carbo compounded the issue. And from the resulting corner, they're back in the game. The visitors, when it should be, we go an offside decision away from being 4-1 up, and within 5 minutes you're winning 3-2. "75 minutes, what's this, drinks time, I'm guessing. I think I'll join them. I wish I had something stronger now than just orange." I'm not sure what Ertahala was doing there. Why on earth Ertahala, one of the smallest players on the pitch, has been designated the task of marking probably the tallest player on the pitch? Surely you'd be saying at corners and free kicks that are going to get lumped into the penalty area. Biedrzycki, he's your man. Right, get comfy. Get comfy and settle in for what's going to be a nerve-wracking 15 minutes plus probably 5 minutes of added on time as well when you take into account that water break. And is that another substitution being made? Yeah, is Krasnowski coming off? Well, we're going to see. Grodzisk is coming on. And Stazak. Very Javier Martinez in stature. And the way he moves and plays is Grodzisk. We're back underway. Do you know, we don't want to be getting a draw from today's game. Duarte does well there. Needs some support. Just falls to the floor looking for a free kick. Referee says nothing doing. Just starting to get a little bit tetchy now. Right, go on, Igbekim. Nice little pass to Sucky Nicky. Now, don't. Did well there, Sucky Nicky. He went from scoring a goal that was where he. No, there was offside in the build-up to then being part of giving away a goal. The geezer says, "Steady, Jimmy, steady." It's the old ticker, mate. You feel my blood pressure rising. Why can it not just be a nice course down to the 90 minutes, couple of minutes added on time, a 3 or a 4-1 victory? Lovely. Nope, not Wisla Krakow. That's not the style, is it? That's why we love the club, though, I guess. Right, Sucky Nicky, make amends now for your part in the error. Grodzisk with a cross to the back post. Duarte couldn't keep it in. Goal kick. Ooh, what are they doing? Blimey. They're dicing with death here. Grodzisk almost paid the ultimate price. Just got away with it. They've got numbers back now. Lelieveld does well. Throw into Wisła. All the time the ball's down this end. Even Mariusz Jop's looking a little bit more Mariusz Jopish. I don't know what that was all about with Biedrzycki. There was a look of disappointment on Mariusz Jop's face there. It's back with Kutwa. Grodzisk out to Sucky Nicky. Be interesting to see what Staszak can do. Nice flick on there from Duarte, looking for Ertahala, but the defender's there. Now it's the away side's turn to play it out from the back. I'm not sure what Duarte was doing there. I'm glad he didn't make contact because it would have been a definite yellow. He just tried to stand on the back of the Achilles of, I think it was Adamski. Right, Grodzisk moving forward down that left-hand side. Inside to Staszak. Nice ball to Redado. Back to Igbekim. Over on this right-hand side now to Duarte. Overlapped by Lelieveld. So he cuts inside. Gets out muscled. Loses the ball. Good job Biedrzycki got that interception there because there's a chance for a break. Long ball over the top. Kutwa clears up. Just starting to put a few more players forward now, Grodzisk. You can see what the plan is. I think the attitude is we may as well go down swinging. So they're taking a few more risks at the back. Biedrzycki's just standing on the ball there, taking his time. That's it. When you're winning 3-2, you can afford to take your time. Lelieveld. Do you know the other thing, since that goal's gone in as well, there's a little bit more spring in the step of Grodzisk, as you would expect. Grodzisk does well there. To Redado. Redado's trying to hold it up, gets it to Staszak. Cross comes in, that'll be a corner down the left-hand side. The clock seems to go down slower and slower, or go up slower and slower, depending on what the scoreline is. It's gone pretty quick this second half. And now, this last 8 minutes plus added on time, corner comes in. Bit of a misunderstanding there with it. Either way, it's a goal kick. Just wondering what the fans in the ground are thinking now. They're probably thinking the same as us. Another couple of substitutions here for Grodzisk. Well, gentlemen, what are your thoughts? 3 points for Wisla, just over 6 minutes plus added on time. 3 points for Wisla, or are we going to mess this up? I'm going with 3 points for Wisla. I think as they get more and more desperate, we've got the players, we've got the speed to exploit the gaps at the back. But if we start sitting in, we could be asking for trouble. Lelyville puts it out for a throw-in. Yeah, there's urgency now. There's urgency about the away side. You can just see it. Even from the coaching staff retrieving the ball. Cross comes in. It's kept in. Now it's gone out of play. Right, take your time. Take your time, Broder. No rush. That's it. Have a little drink. 2 balls on the pitch. Now, are we going to play it out from the back here? Yeah, we're going to play it out from the back. Anything could happen. We could create some space, break on Grodzisk and score a goal, or we could mess it up. And we're all square. Geezer says, I'm thinking, where is the 4th goal, lads? Yeah. It would be nice. I mean, a 4th goal kills it off. For Wisla, that is. Right, Redardo. Little ball over the top to Sucky Nick. He'd stayed on side. To Harler. Putting himself about. Chance. Chance. Oh, well done, Broder. Not bringing him down. Jesus. Wept. Apologies for the blaspheming. Oh, my word. Onside as well. I mean, Biedrzycki. He was playing deep. Broder did well. I thought Broder might have panicked then and dived at Adamski's feet. He didn't. At last, we're going to launch it long. 86.5 minutes gone. Oh. Right, we've got a throw in on that far side. Grodzisk, just take your time. Just take your time. Game management. Surely they practice this in training, seeing out the last 5 minutes of a game. That'll do. Let's try and play as much of this last, what? 2.5, probably about 7 minutes left, I would say, with added on time. Let's try and play it down at the right end of the field. Not be sitting in deep. Just as I give the ball away there, you could see what he was trying to do. But at this stage of the game, possession is key. Inside to Redardo, back to Sucky and Nicky. It's with Grodzisk, chance to put a cross in. Not the best across, but an awful clearance as well, a tired clearance there. So Wisla will get another corner down that left-hand side. Hopefully, your wish for a 4th goal, Agiza, will come here. Referee just telling Ertahala, he's giving him one of them. I'm adding the time on. There shouldn't be any more thinking about it than I'll say 4 minutes because we have a minute added on for the drinks break. Corner comes in. Keeper flaps at it, gets nothing on it, but there's no meaningful touch from anybody, so it'll be a goal kicked to Grodzisk. Grodzisk, sorry. They're playing it out from the back. Igbekeem's trying to put the press on. Grodzisk cuts that ball out. It's with Igbekeem, uses his strength. Grodzisk going forward. Loose pass. Different wavelength for Ronaldo there. They've given the ball away though. Now it's with Ertehaler. Have a shot. He does have a shot. High wide. Not that handsome. They're playing it out from the back again. Grodzisk trying to suck Wisła onto them. You can see the plan. Try and suck Wisła onto him and then the ball over the top into the gap. Grodzisk's done well there. Need to win that ball back. Sucky Nicky does well. Stasic, nice little pass there to Ronaldo. Carried his run on. He's offside. He's offside. Is that a penalty? No. Referee says no. And I think he was offside anyway from his run. Kind of overran the ball. There's bodies all over the place. It's like Omaha Beach at the minute. 3 minutes of added on time, of which we've had 10 seconds. Right. We cannot mess this up for 3 minutes. Surely to goodness we can see this out. But you can see what's happening now. They're going to lump that ball forward into the penalty area. Hope to get the second touch and see what comes of it. Blocked by Ronaldo, throwing on the far side. Almost had 60 seconds of the 3 minutes added on. It's going to be a long throw into the penalty area. It is a long throw as well. Nobody gets a touch. Grodzisk with the header and then it's hoofed over the crossbar. Biedrzyk is appealing for a free kick. Oh, dear me. Yeah, there was a push on Biedrzyk, but the referee didn't give it. Disappointed with the finish there. Would have hoped for better. I mean, if that's on target, it's in the lap of the gods. So much power on it. Geezer, you love tempting the football gods. Because I do enough praying to them. It's because I do enough praying to them. Right, just over 60 seconds to go. Take your time, Broder. Take the yellow card. We're going long. Puts it out on the halfway line. That'll do. That'll do. Just don't sit in too deep, though. Because they've got the height. We've known that. Ertehaler comes across. Referee says play on. Then the left-hand side, Duarte is doing well. Lelievel comes across. It'll be a throw-in. A long throw-in, which it can be as good as a corner. Time's running out. Hang on, there's a player on the floor here who's gone down. Ertehaler holding his hamstring. Piotr says, that's right. Let's hope that is just him play acting a little bit just to kill that time. So the 3 minutes is almost up. Here we go with another long throw into the penalty area. Headed clear by Biedrzyk. Helped on by Ertehaler. Ronaldo couldn't get hold of the ball. We just need to get hold of this ball. Good tackle, Biedrzyk. Now he's telling the player to get up. Quite right. Clearly got the ball there. Clearly got the ball. Come on. Get your whistle blown. I know he's going to add a little bit of 30 seconds on. This will be the last play of the game, this, surely. Another long throw into the penalty area, is it? No, yeah, go short, because he's every chance he's going to blow his whistle. Cross comes in. Igbekim, oof it, up the field. Here we go. The referee points to the spot. An easy 3 points for Wisla Krakow, never in doubt. And if you believe that, you'll believe that Jimmy's a 21-year-old male model. But you know what they say? 3 points is 3 points in the book. Woohoo! Oh, my word, I can relax now. We stay top of the league. We have got that 100% record intact still after round 4. Oh, my word. They make the fans work for it, don't they? They make the fans work for it so hard. You certainly get your money's worth if you're a supporter of Wisla Krakow. That is for sure. If you look at that on paper, you'd say, well done, Grodzisk. Yeah, well done. Could have sneaked it near the end, could have grabbed themselves a point. However, Wisla should have been winning that game 4-1, 5-1. Came out in the second half. We had the ball in the net once. Clear offside, though, from Ertahala in the build-up. Lovely goal there, though, from Kuziemka. When will we learn? But do you know something? Off looking at this, now you can look at it objectively. Agiza says, look how spoiled we've become. We expect, and rightly so, we should expect. Nice goal there from Biedrzycki. Yeah, well, you can see why Grodzisk will cause teams problems this season, and it's because of the height. It is because of the height. They've got height in attack, and they've also got height in defence as well. Midfield, maybe a little bit light, but once they start loading it up and start being a little bit more gung-ho sort of thing, there's the Wisla fans celebrating with the team. I always say it, oh, how I wish I was there. Do you know, if I was there now, I'd be coming out of that stadium, cut through the park, straight into the town, and just before you get to the town where the trams are, down the steps into CK Bauer for a nice yard of ale with some Wiener Schnitzel, spicy chicken. Be nice and cool down there as well, because it's like an underground cellar. Oh, blimey. I feel like I've run a marathon. All since that second goal went in. I was kind of enjoying that game. I always enjoy the games, but in that way you can sort of relax. You know, you get that relaxed feeling, and yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can push on. Let's see if we can get that Piotr. Let's see if we can get that fourth goal. Didn't come, did it? And we ended up with the last 15, well, with added on time, the last 18, 20 minutes. Sweating buckets, and your blood pressure's on the way up. Frankie James says, stop. CK, I love it. We've wobbled out of there a few times, Frankie James. You can see in the background up here. That's where we'd be going. Love the place. Absolutely love it. Next time I'll be in Krakow's going to be January. No football on, sadly. Yeah, so, do you know what that means, by the way? That means we stay top of the league with a 100% record. Goals scored column. It's starting to move up again. 16 goals scored now. Goals against 5. Now, who else has got to play now? So, as things stand, as things stand, we've got a 5-point lead at the top. Grodzisk now have dropped down to 3rd position because Wisla Krakow, they've not played their 3rd game and they're level on points. So I'm not sure when they're actually playing. Let's have a look when they're playing. It must be tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And they're playing Puchia. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, I won't be able to watch that because I'm going to be out. But either way, if Puchia can do us a favour, that would mean that Wisla would have a 5-point lead at the top of the Betclic 1 after 4 rounds. Piotr says, congrats Wisla, 4 games, 12 points, 16 goals. Until next time, gentlemen. Piotr, thanks ever so much for joining us, my friend. It's good to have you in the chat. You're more than welcome, as always. And thanks for the stats on Wisla's 12-0 victories. The players are going around the pitch, celebrating with the fans. This is nice to see. A full house. I'd love to see what the actual attendance was. I'm sure it was over 30,000 the last time I looked, and with the capacity being 33,000 plus a few hundred, that's a good effort. That is a top effort from the boys. Right, one thing I do want to say, let's have a little bit of peace and quiet just for a second. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Mental health, important. Frankie and myself supporting the stream today with Pimlot Psychotherapy and Counselling Practice. Frankie, she's a fully qualified, fully experienced, fantastic psychotherapeutic counsellor. If you think you would benefit from a little bit of help, there are links in the description. Use the link. You can always email me. The email address is there as well. I'll respond as soon as possible. Normally pretty promptly, to be honest. Look after your mental health. It is important. If we keep having many more games like this, I'm going to be calling on Frankie. on Frankie myself. Good to see the youngsters in the crowd as well. Get them young. That's the thing. Get them young. Supporting Wisla. Right. I'm going to go. I want to get this video done about what is going on at this club off the field. A little bit on the field as well. But let's be honest, it's important, as important as what's going on. What's going on off the field is important as what's going on the field. As we're finding out in the UK as well, Sheffield Wednesday look like they're going to the Dogs, as do Morecambe. They're both struggling, and Sheffield Wednesday is a massive club. Just poor ownership. So we need to hold the current owner, hold his feet to the fire, make sure the right things are being done. And if we think there's an issue, let's point it out. I think it's part of our due diligence as fans. To do that. Let's hope the club itself can do due diligence on numerous topics. One of them being who owns the ground. Literally ground, not the stadium, the ground. Who owns the ground that Wisla stands on? Because as things stand, the local authority are looking at building car park underneath the stadium. Wisla are saying, no, you're not. More about it in the video. Right, on that note, I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live first. Piotr, Frankie, Geezer, as always, thanks ever so much for joining me in live chat. Makes it so much a better stream for viewers and for myself. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon for Wisla Krakow, the live stream.